20 or 25 minutes.
Takes 25 minutes? We got 1 hour.
Oh, yeah, okay. But I mean, you wanted to eat in front of the camera?
Ublami, good afternoon. Welcome to the Tunnganarniq show. My name is Margaret Naxana. We are broadcasting live here in Nunavik at the Inuvialuit Communications Society. I'd like to welcome today's guest, Tunnganarniq, Miss Lillian Elias.
Thank you.
Today we are going to be talking a little bit about language, and we are going to be making caribou brisket soup and bannock and bread. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm just excited to be here.
Excited to be here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have the brisket soup already, the meat cooking. So far it smells really good in here.
Makes you hungry.
Yeah.
Mamakto.
Yeah. So before we get started, let's talk a little bit about yourself. I'm really interested to hear. I personally have never gotten to know you and how you grew up and stuff. So if we can talk a little bit about that.
I love to tell stories about my growing up years because I lived a life that none of the teenagers live today. None of the teenagers live the way I live.
Yeah.
But it's not only me, there's a lot of us that grew up out on the land. And me growing up out on the land was very important to me because the only boss, the only chief, the only minister, whatever you call them, it was my grandfather. My grandmother passed away while I was probably 4 or 5, but I was really involved with knowing how life was then, because a lot of us had to know about how we had to listen to my grandfather's regulations or patterns and things like that. And it was so precious to me because at that time, as a little girl, I could remember clearly that I didn't have to worry about me as a little girl. I only looked after what I had to do, the way they told me how to do things. And my grandfather, my aunties, I didn't have any uncles, both sides of my family. But my mother and father, they were really blessed in the way they were brought up and the way they got married and things like that. So this is where I come from. I come from a very rich family. I call it riches because I didn't have to worry about Lillian. I didn't have to worry about me. Who's gonna mistreat me? Yeah. So I was brought up like that, and that's why today I'm a very positive living that I have. It's because how I was raised up, what they put inside me, in my mind, in my body. I live it. And today I'm very proud of where I come from. The way I lived out on the land was very important to me today because I taught for 10 years at the high school. The only important thing that I wanted to give to my students was respecting one another.
Yeah.
Respecting
the
yourself.
Old way.
Yeah. The old way. The old way of taking care of yourself before you take care of somebody else. If you don't take care of yourself, there's no space for you to look after another person that's having a hard time. And us, we grew up being together, being like this as family, all of us being together. even our children, our grandchildren are following that footsteps. And that's the way we were brought up. Make sure you look after your relatives.
Yeah. That sounds so beautiful.
Yes.
I've heard so many times in our culture that we all have respect for one another and take care of one another, but the way you described it sounds like it long ago, the old ways, sounds so safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like really patient. It sounds like it was really, really patient.
Yeah.
But it sounds absolutely beautiful, because I've always heard people say we respect one another.
Yeah.
But when you describe it like that, how you had such a good childhood growing up on the land, that's how come you can embody that and share that with the younger generation.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
So good to hear from a young person too like that. When you hear something like that, it just uplifts you. Being thankful that what you became.
Yeah, well, it really puts it all into perspective, because I grew up in today, which I can see there's a big difference from when it was the way it was long ago. Yeah. So, where were you born? Can I ask you where you were born?
I love that.
Okay. Yeah.
I was born March 9, 43, out on the land, and called Tunnganarniq Lake. That Tunnganarniq Lake, that they named it after Tunnganarniq. She was my father's stepmother. She was a shaman. She was a wife of a Belgiumer Stevenson. So, and they had to give my years, and way back when you want your child to live, you tried anything and everything then. You didn't want them to die.
Yeah.
My father didn't have any brothers. 3 of them already passed before he had any
siblings.
No, she had siblings already. All older sisters and younger sister. But they wanted him to live so much that when he was born, as maybe a year old, they gave him to Tunnganarniq. She was a shaman.
Yeah.
So he could live. And that's how, that's where I was born. I have my own lake out on the delta.
Yeah.
Called Tunnganarniq Lake.
How special.
Yes. And it was so amazing how they did all that. Springtime, people used to go out trapping, muskrat trapping, muskrat hunting. So they would move all over. My father chose that place because he knew I was going to be born. So all my grandparents, my grandmother was still alive then. And everybody was in that camp because I was going to be born. My father was the only son that my grandparents had. So he was very special. So they followed him and they went to deliver me in Tunnganarniq Lake. And my grandmother was a nurse. She was my nurse. She brought me from when my mother was having baby.
Yeah. And
when I came out, I started crying. My grandmother found out that I was a little girl.
Aww.
That time they didn't know if it's going to be a little girl or a little boy. But they were so excited. My grandmother yelled, Tunnganarniq! Tunnganarniq! And next thing my grandfather was outside, Huna, Tunnganarniq! They yelled, little girl! My grandfather from outside, Tunnganarniq!
Oh my goodness.
She just passed on in February and I was born March 9th.
Yeah.
So they were so excited to have me back.
Yeah.
At Tunnganarniq.
How special.
Yes, and that's so special to me because I hardly ever hear anybody going through this as I did. And that's why I had such a good upbringing.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds so special and so sweet.
It was.
Yeah. You were mentioning that we should put the bannock in. So we'll put the bannock and the bread together?
No, just the bannock
Just
first.
the bannock? Okay. Okay.
And the timing should be 20 minutes.
20 minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
Second, this down here or up?
Up.
Up? Okay.
Yeah. There's good. And where's the timer? I don't know.
Timer.
I've never cooked in these kind of things before. I never timed my
Setting
bannock.
20-minute timer.
Yeah.
There we go.
I only just put it in and I don't know, maybe cook now. Take it out.
Yeah.
Today I don't have like time. I can't put only my grandson does. My grandson's really good at it. He time it and put the thing on.
Yeah. So you made bannock beforehand, and I see there's.
I made the dough.
You made the dough.
Yes, I made the dough because I knew we weren't gonna have enough time
to set it.
Yeah.
Yep. And you put raisins in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I put some raisins in half and half with nothing.
Oh,
If nobody likes raisins, you could have that.
Yeah, that's very considerate. Do you want to talk a little bit more about where you grew up and what it was like? Interested to hear what time, if you remember a year when you moved into a community, from on the land into a community.
I went to a residential school, first of all, for 5 years. Then we moved here when I was 13.
Oh, okay. To hear from out on the land?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they told them that they're going to make lots of money. Government said, move here, you're going to make lots of money. And I don't know where that lots of money is today.
And when you moved here, you said that you were a teacher at the high school.
Yeah.
You taught language?
Yeah.
You did? Yeah. How
10 years.
10 years.
Yes.
Was that at Sam's school? Samuel Hearn?
Yeah.
Samuel Hearn
I
Secondary.
was the first teacher to teach a high school
Yeah.
in Wellington.
And you did it for 10 years?
Yeah.
Yeah. How nice. I remember hearing a long time ago, because when I was in high school in Samuel Hearn, I did a science fair project.
Yeah.
And I did it on the Inuvialuktun language. And I remember when I was doing that project, I saw a video of you, and I remember you saying that our language was not dead, that it was sleeping.
Yes.
And I always cherished hearing that, because I saw it on a video years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
today we're still striving for that.
yeah, it's still going.
And that's my most important part of my life today is getting of age, getting there. Is that I would love to leave someone to carry on, to carry on with the language and tradition and culture, because since last year, I think it's the first time that we never took children out. We used to take them out every fall to Reindeer Station. Every Sandra, Panna and I, we used to take children out there. And we did it for probably 20 years, taking children out there, teaching them tradition, culture, and language.
Yeah.
Some language, tradition, make sure that they learn what grows out there that we eat. And I had a grandmother, your great-grandmother, Alice and Nakto. Alice and Nakto is Lenny Iglanga's sister.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay? Her, she used to just harvest anything, everything that needed to be harvested, just like a farmer, huh?
Yeah.
She used to harvest everything, you name it, she had it. She had a lot of help. Her grandchildren and people around her helped her. And there's lots of things that she harvested all year long. And the only, that's why I got it. The Ziploc bag, I was going to show you, Ziploc bag wasn't there. So what she had was a whale stomach.
Oh.
They made that in the summertime.
Beluga?
Yeah, beluga. Beluga stomach.
Yeah.
They had to turn it inside out and clean it, make a balloon. So they could put their, some people put their wiyak in there, uncooked maktak. They put it in there. And she used to save 2 and some neck part, what they call it. Anyways, they used to cut that piece and they make little balloon bags, just like Ziploc bags. And she would use this big stomach part is just big. She fills it up. Berries, kusimak, all these are from the Lana.
Yeah.
All kinds of berries. And she would go to, in the fall time, look for mushu.
What's mushu?
Roots.
Oh, okay.
And you could find them in the fall time. She would collect all that and she would put all this in her bag, in that oil stomach bag. Put them all in there, and if you ever stop by anybody that's coming from Reindeer Station side, maybe somewhere in Umak in the Delta, if they always end up going by Napuyak. That's where my grandmother and grandparents were. There's quite a few houses, 2 houses for sure. Kenneth Biluluk and my grandparents. And Semler had a store there.
Oh.
I left Semler.
Yeah.
So she would fill her stomach up and her whole stomach up with all this. And when you go by there, you have a little bowl of it.
Yeah. They give you some?
No, they just put it in a bowl.
Oh.
She puts it in a bowl and they help themselves, but they have to share.
Yeah. You said that they use the stomach of the whale as a bag. When you were talking a little bit, you said they put their maktak.
Yeah, they did too.
So back then, how did people make uksuk? Like if they didn't have, because we've been making uksuk for thousands of years.
You have to make that first thing.
Make the bag first.
No.
The uksuk first.
The uksuk first.
Yeah.
You have to make sure that uksuk is the most important of keeping your maktak safe, preserved. Uksuk is the most important of all the whale, whatever they make.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, what do they use for preserving today?
I just know preservatives.
Yeah.
Some people use lemon or yeah.
That's that to them. Without uksuk, with maktak, if you make maktak without uksuk, it rots.
It gets rotten.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I never knew that because I remember hearing a long time ago that when we would eat kwak, you put the uksuk and it helps your stomach.
Yeah.
The uksuk over the kwak makes it easier to digest.
Yeah.
So it does that, and then it also preserves it. Yeah. Because it's fermented, it's so rich in nutrients that it's gut healing. It heals your stomach. Yeah.
They use it for everything, uksuk.
Yeah.
Uksuk even for when they get sores like rashes and that. They use fresh uksuk to use for healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew that part. How interesting.
Yeah. That's what they did. you know, a lot of times they would have sores in their heads or anywhere, like, you know, a cut that never heals. They use oksok for that too.
Yeah.
But it had to be fresh.
I remember one time my ear hurt, and my nanak told me to do that, to put some oksok in a dropper in my ear. I never did it.
Oh.
I was too nervous.
You remembered now?
Yeah, if I ever need to, I could do that. Yeah, maybe we'll see. Yeah.
Nice.
Do you want to start cutting up for our soup? Yeah. Is it? I think it's on low right now. Okay.
Is it still boiling?
I don't know. No, not boiling.
Could you keep it boiling?
Yeah, I'll get it boiling now.
Thank you. Now we could cut these up and put them in there.
Where did you get the brisket from?
Daniel Rogers?
Daniel Rogers?
Yeah.
How nice.
Yeah, but it was, okay. I like. We're going to make soup today.
Yeah.
But this is not what we used when I was growing up, because we didn't have all these nice things. We might have had rice. I remember they used to have rice. Maybe if they were lucky to have an onion, all this. But other than that, they just used whatever they had at home. Macaroni, onions, and that's about it.
My dad always told me that the healthiest people, the elders, were people who drank broth. So you cook the bones, and you get the buttock, the marrow. Yeah. He used to get a cup and say, healthiest people are the ones who drink the broth. Yeah, because that too was really healing.
Even today it works, because we had a friend. She was gonna pass. They said she's got no way of. Her life was short. So what I did was I made broth. I boiled meat like this all day, and I put broth in a cup and sent it to the hospital with my daughter. She's still alive today.
Oh, it is. The bone marrow, the buttock is really healing. My daughter, Nauchak, she just when we have buttock, she says, Dad, is there any more buttock? She absolutely loves it. And I tell her, make sure you drink your broth. And she says, Mom, why don't you eat much buttock? I said, because I want you and your brother to be healthy. So I always give it to them. Yeah. But so long ago we didn't have all of that. Do you remember the old ways of how to make caribou soup?
That's all we had. Was, if we were lucky. When I was growing up, they already had rice and macaroni and onions. They had that already when I was growing up. So the old way would be using like. To make it thick, they would use flour if they have flour, and they would have. That's what they would use for just to make it thick, not so watery. And that's and things that they found they picked like kwak is what they call. I'm lost in English. Anyways, they use that, and they use leaves. They pick leaves too for themselves to put in oksok, and when you have it in oksok, it tastes so good. special.
You ever try what is it called? Tunnganarniq?
Tunnganarniq, yeah. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, Tunnganarniq.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tunnganarniq, that green leaves.
I heard it's like, I never tried it, but I heard it's like a sugar,
sweet.
like candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And what we used to have for sweets was willows.
Mm-hmm.
There's some willows that you peel.
Yeah.
And inside it's just sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
I remember my Nanak saying when they went on a schooner to Sax Harbor, she said when people got off, kids, when you dock on the shore,
Yeah.
the first thing the kids are doing is running looking for Tunnganarniqs
Oh,
on
yeah.
the up high on the
Yeah.
hill, so that way they could have some sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only ever seen it once. It was with Donna Kugak. We went on a big trip outside of Sax Harbor, and we climbed a cliff, and just to go up, because we were able to, all of us kids, and there were big Tunnganarniqs. Like, I'm not kidding, that big. And we picked her daughters picked them and then brought them down.
Yeah.
And she tried it, and her face was like, "Oh, that's sweet." She said it was really sour.
Yeah.
That it was a really sour Tunnganarniq. Yeah. That was the only time I've ever seen them, and that's how come when you brought up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They used to use that for different things, whatever they want to use it for, they would use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to? Let's go ahead and cut up some.
We'll cut up Ali.
Ali. One each.
Yeah.
I cut up this part.
Cut off, yeah.
Cut off.
Cut it off. This much.
Okay.
Ali. I should put them together.
Gokik got me the ulu.
Oh, they did?
1
And
year.
this part right here too.
Oh, cut those off too?
Yeah. This is the best knife to cut anything, because you're using the whole arm instead of just your hands.
Yeah. Oh, I went the other way. I started at the other side.
Some people don't care to use ulu. They like knife better.
Yeah. I like using an ulu just because it makes me feel more connected to our culture.
Plus, it's easy to use ulu. How come I make so much noise? First of all, you put this in the soup.
Put it in the soup?
Yeah. You should add it in a bowl.
I'll just go like this.
Okay.
Yeah. Should I turn it lower or keep it boiling?
No, it's good.
Boil it on high?
Yeah. Medium, maybe?
Medium?
Yeah.
Oh, it's already lowered.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Do you want to check the bannock?
Oh yeah, I should. I'm gonna check the bannock, Lillian. It's got 2 minutes left. Oh, not quite?
No.
Not quite.
It's brown now.
It smells so good.
Yes.
Should I cover it again?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Cut the ends off.
I love celery in my soup. One time I was trying to learn how to cook, and I always say, let's be healthy. Let's try to be healthy. And I decided to oh, 4, okay. I decided to not add macaroni or rice, and I just made meat and vegetables. And I won't say who it was, but I got told it looked like dirty water. Dirty water with vegetable. I never did I never did it like that again.
Some people are fussy.
Yeah.
Some of them don't like this kind with all the vegetables in it. But it's good to have that.
Yeah.
Especially for health.
Yeah. I was once reading on how to make really healthy bone broth, and I was telling the teacher I was working with what I was reading, and it said to add carrots, celery, apple cider vinegar, your bone broth, salt, and that teacher said, "That sounds like you're making soup." I said, "Yeah." A little bit longer.
Yeah. Till they get brown.
We'll
and then put my
check it again.
loaf in there.
We'll check it, yeah.
Maybe 2 is good, huh?
Okay. 2? Yeah,
2 of them,
yeah. I think that's
Looks
good.
good, okay.
Yeah,
Just need a bowl so we could put them in there.
just a bowl.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. How we turn this off now?
Might just have to turn it off.
You're just like me, don't know how to use timer.
Timer off. There we go. There we go.
My thing, my timer could go on and on and on. I just leave it.
Oh.
I just keep checking.
Well, I left it on, but we'll check it in a second. I'll get some of mine.
Good, huh?
What's your favorite thing you like to make with caribou?
I like it just boiled.
Just boiled?
Boiled, and because when you try to roast it, I've never learned how to roast good. Always get hard.
Yeah.
Only Dave knows how to make.
Oh, this soup, the meat you mean? The meat gets hard?
The what?
The meat you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Only Dave know how to make what they call beef. What?
Roast beef?
Beef. You know you.
Rib roast barbecue.
No, you know strips you make.
Beef jerky?
No, I don't know.
Beef. They're all in strips and strips and
Oh, like
strips.
Roy ribs?
I don't know. I
We
remember.
both can't remember.
Stewing meat?
Huh?
Stewing meat?
No. It's all stripped. There's some meat like that.
It sounds like you're
Shaved beef?
And then there's strip and you put gravy and
I remember one time, my mother-in-law, Yvonne, she came over from Sax Harbor. How you do it? Just like...
just
okay.
cut them in little
Okay.
pieces.
She,
Like this, look.
she... she was making caribou soup for me. And we were at her house here, and she was boiling the meat, and I said, when do we add the, because I'm trying to pay attention to learn, when do we add the rice and macaroni and stuff? And she was like, well, I think we could add them now because the bones are really starting to shrink. My face dropped. I looked in the pot and I said, bone shrink? Boy, she sure laughed at me and she said, I meant the meat. The meat is... I really, like, my face really dropped. I couldn't believe for a second that bone shrink. Yeah. Lots?
All of it.
All of it?
Okay.
People still bring you lots of caribou?
Not really, because of my apartment, I guess.
Oh,
You know, my
it's
apartment, they
hard
have to phone out.
Yeah.
They have to phone and get me out there, and maybe that's why. I get some once in a while.
I'll tell Gregory to keep you in mind.
Yes, okay.
He really likes to hunt.
Well, you could just give me a call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have your cell phone number now, so. How long do we have to boil these for?
About 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Yeah. Give it 15 minutes.
Is the bannock ready?
Huh?
Bannock?
Yeah, I'm gonna check it right now.
Yeah.
This looks really good.
Yeah. Did you put that? Oh, here there's some too.
Oh, we have to put the
Good.
mix.
Yeah, the mix.
Put it in right now?
Yeah.
Okay. We have
I'll give you one. This is the taster.
even the noodles?
Yeah.
Even the noodles?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And what's this one? What does it say?
That's soup mix, they call it. But I don't know, there's a name for it. Ketchup in it,
Tomato?
tomatoes.
Do you want to mix it?
Okay.
Maybe we should check the bannock. Let's go ahead and see. Good?
One more, maybe 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. Okay, let me. I turned it off. There we go. Singing to it.
Ali!
That's okay.
Ali, 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 Ali. You see these, there's some lumps right here, look. There's lumps right here. You have to try to make sure that they don't get lumpy.
Oh, the soup mix.
Yeah, the soup mix. When you spread it, you try to spread it all over.
So it's evenly mixed?
Yeah, so it don't get lumpy. Sometimes they, like this, look.
Oh, yeah. How long do you cook the meat for? How long were you letting it cook before we picked you up?
About 2 hours.
2 hours.
Just so that the meat could be soft.
Yeah. And then let's 15 minutes you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you have to put my bread in.
Yeah. How long will your bread take?
25 minutes.
25 minutes? Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Let's take it out now.
yeah.
Let's check it.
Okay.
It's good. Not brown enough?
Looks good.
Okay, take it out now.
Okay, okay. Let's move this. There. And who taught you how to make bannock?
My mother.
Your mother?
Yeah.
It's her old recipe?
But today you use today's recipe.
This is bannock or buns?
Buns.
This is, I thought we were making bannock.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Buns.
Buns.
I had to make buns.
Okay.
Because bannock,
Yeah.
it's okay to do, but then I thought with the stew, with the soup that we have the real bannock is better.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your mom taught you how to make bread too?
Yes, yes.
So your recipe is how old do you figure? Since you were small?
70 years old.
Oh, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
That's why I went like this.
Yeah, little girl cover?
Yeah.
Okay. and we'll let that go for
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's buns, right?
Yes.
And those are ready.
Mm-hmm.
You're good for your tea? You don't need any more?
No.
No?
Somebody poured tea for me.
I did before.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, wait, no. Someone.
You must have. Thank you.
Mamaktuk.
Mama.
Tea. Yeah, I got my teapot from Yvonne. We did a trade.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, she wanted a big red, she likes the color red, a big red pot I had.
Oh,
And
so she gave you this one?
yeah, and I gave her the
I love
the
that.
big red pot. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not a tea drinker.
Really?
Once in a while I'll have tea.
Really?
Yeah, green tea. Yeah,
So-
but I drink coffee,
Oh.
water, coffee and water.
Yeah.
2 coffees in the morning. Tani in your bed in a collector langai. I want to say in your tell story in your bed
Yeah.
for elders and
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be
Whoever's
really
listening.
nice so that they could hear
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
and I worked at CBC too.
You worked at CBC? When was that?
Yes,
What were you
quite a while
doing?
ago. I was an announcer, CBC announcer Savic.
Yeah.
For years I
Savic?
worked there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here in Nunavik?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how come I was teasing you when I said, I'll take over for you. 'Cause I know that you like to do this, and this is something else I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So we can listen to your story. Yeah.
And I'll try to translate it, but if I make mistake, it's okay.
It's okay, yeah.
Ingilakan kolektor lang nerto nga ilyam nun ilyaram nun nalagtakto nun. Ingilakan inyo niya kami na inyo niya lay kalakto agut pag mapagkagilan alang ako ni inyo niya hekput pang matunin nga ako ni. Aglan nutakkat inyalat inuit humilya ka tunatuhat ko hiya. Tavrabiu mangitkup ko una inyuhin o couching kanolo inuit pakalagtok pa din man na inyuha kapakilakiritin inyuha kanyo. Ingilakan una o kautigilaw kluwa inyubeton o kautilagkifi. Uwap kunit na inyuha ka angalan nganyariga angalate kakanakut ay pangahaluk inyuek tuat inyuit kamagiwa kani kahit kanok inyo niya kani sakput utok kanani inyuek tuat utok kanat katimak power ako ragut ingilakan pang mapak katimak power lakut ilan nikihenik annibilin mata ulut tamat ko atere rangit paurat akarat pikpak kuti tuat tamat ko na nikihenik katimalakut pang mapag tam na agalan pigo mat kong ikaya nutanon mat ko nga inyo ni aktuanon inyalanol lo na inyo hakput pang mapag alanga himman tam na atuk kanya halugo kanok inyo ni akanig hakput ilat ni hapakalaktu na tigiluk to ko ni isilay kalaktu inyo pula kakapta tigiluk to kalakta isaktu aglan pang mapagtilok to kakata isilakut tam na tabra kulelaw luwa pita taniktun pinyalag niya kaya alang hibiya tanngurao na ko na ila ni hapakalakaw hiya inipeto na kawrakama tam na itluatun kulakto larma. I'm going to translate try to translate. I'm not going to say I'm going to. But anyways, just talking about how today our lives are so changed. We don't live like we used to long ago. Only time that today we go visiting each other is for birthdays, for Christmas, Easter, and all this. Only for big days we, as families, get together. It's not like years back we used to just go into your relative's house, just walk in and say hello. But today you have to knock at the door before you go in. See if they could let you in.
Yeah.
Today I have my niece is from Lethbridge. She knocked at my door before she came, and I said, "Who let you in? Why didn't you just walk in?" We have to knock at the door. So this is how today we have a hard time, but if we don't forget how we were brought up, how our elders walked on this land, living, learning how to do the two ways of living. After you've learned to do that, then you don't have to try to be a perfect person to walk in the streets, or look at somebody else and wish to be like them, because that'll never happen. You're you. My grandmother said I was me, and I'm gonna be me until I go to sleep. But it was so good to be here, and thank you all for having me. Yeah.
We got the soup has about 10 more minutes, you figure?
Okay. Well, you could put these two in there.
Those in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
The rice and
Noodle?
this here, yeah, the noodles.
Okay.
You could put them in there now. How nice, you relax.
What's that? Oh.
Good. Oh, nice. So could I?
Do we need the noodle, you think?
Gee, don't look at that.
I think it looks good.
Yeah, like that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it might get too thick.
Yeah, look right there. We gotta break that.
Oh, yeah. Gotta watch how we put it in next time, huh?
Yeah. That
Make
looks
sure we
good.
spread them all out.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yes.
When do we know it's done? The carrots?
Yeah, carrots and celery. Until they get a little bit soft.
Do you want me to poke them
Yeah.
and check? They should cook quickly because we didn't use the big ones. Oh, it's almost.
Good.
Do you want to check?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Almost.
Celery too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I never
5
checked
more
the
minutes,
celery.
maybe?
Yeah, 5 more. The celery's still a bit.
Okay.
Little
Another
bit hard.
5.
Oh, this one's poking.
Okay, even a little bit hard. It's
Like
good.
5, I think.
Yeah.
5 more minutes.
Yeah. Okay. And the bannock, we could put it in a plate or something.
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's get a plate.
Do they have a spatula?
I think so. The ladies really do a good job up
You
here,
do
hey?
6. Yeah.
Okay,
6 of these and 6 of those.
6 of these.
Yes. Just mix them up.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to use my hand.
Okay.
Hold this.
Okay.
There we go.
Maybe 6 and 6, huh?
Yeah. Good?
Mama,
Mama cook. Bring it over? Yeah?
on the table. We'll go to
Do
your
you-
calorie. Take these off.
Yeah. And we got butter.
That was good.
What, what do you-
Yeah.
This is a good show, huh? Get to eat.
Yes, you get to eat.
Should we soften some maybe?
Could I slow this down, please?
Yeah. Turn it lower.
Yeah, a little lower. Way down. Yeah, good. It's going too fast.
Bowl.
Balls and okay.
Actually, yeah, serve it and then have a.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
You ready? You want to do it or you want me to do it?
I could.
You could? Okay.
My goodness, look at this. How nice. Ariga. Mamakdak. Jason.
It's the little thing.
Ali.
I can do it. I can do it. Yeah.
Ali. Ali.
Right here.
This one. Okay.
We got salt. Which one you're gonna have?
I'll have some with raisins.
With raisins? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just warm, fresh.
Yes.
How long it took you to make your dough?
The dough don't take long. It's just the rice. They're waiting for them to rise, and that is the hardest.
You're excited for today's show?
Nervous.
Nervous? You're a professional.
Thank you.
You're excited for today's cooking? Yeah?
Not
I
the
was-
cooking part, but
Oh, I was excited for your cooking.
yeah, I was kind of nervous because I'm not used to just starting something off without any preparation. I like to prepare about a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was good. It turned out really good. And working with all these here is good.
Salt. Do you know how to say salt in the language?
Tareok.
Huh?
Tareok.
Dagayok?
Yeah.
I know how to say alu.
Yeah. What everybody share. We don't eat bugs. Yeah, okay.
Lillian is telling everyone to have some that's behind the camera to share.
Yeah.
Mamakdok. It's hot, but it's delicious.
Could I have a paper towel, please?
Yep, I'll get you some.
Delicious soup.
There you go.
Thank you.
How lucky. I feel so lucky I get to have a caribou soup with you, Lillian.
You too. Finally we eat together.
I know. How long
COVID,
we've known each other.
That COVID really let us stop being together. But we're going to do this more often, huh?
We will, yeah.
Mama,
It smells really good. Who made your adik look?
I did.
You did? How nice. I got one made this week, by Wilma Dosidel. She made me one, but I thought it might be too hot. And then I wore this and it's still hot. Good?
Delicious.
Caribou's your favorite? Yeah? Duktu?
Tuk-tuk. That's what I was raised up with.
Me too. Growing up in Tuck, my dad was always out hunting. It wasn't until I moved away from Tuck I realized how much caribou I ate. Oh. Or a little bit of bone.
There was just a couple of little bones in there.
Yeah. It reminded me of a geese and a buckshot. I thought for a second, but we don't use shotgun.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Really hot.
So what do you hope for the summer? What do you hope that you're gonna see?
I'm not too sure because my baby sister Susan, who teaches with me, we're still doing night classes. My hope for the summer is that I would love to go down to the whaling camp for a few days, maybe a week, or even 4 or 5 days or something. I was telling my son, I said, Cal, I don't think I'll be working. I think I'm gonna be not doing very much. She said, yeah, Mom, I know you. As soon as you get down there, you're not gonna be sleeping. You're just gonna stay up all night and do whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
They know me all. Oh.
We filled our show with. Did good.
It was good.
We did really good. Yeah.
Done.
I don't know.
I think we are. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for tuning in to the Tunnganarniq show. And thank you, Lillian, for coming in. We really enjoyed it. You made delicious mamakdok caribou brisket soup. Yes?
Thank you very much, everyone. I really enjoyed myself here. I was kind of nervous to come here,
Yeah.
but it turned out really good. because I didn't know how long my pan's gonna cook, how long the soup's gonna be, what time it's gonna be done.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah.
It did good.
Worked out really well.
Okay,
You're
cool.
doing a great job, all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave, Jerry, Margaret.
Yes. Jason.
No, Nuiro.
Kuya Naini, Lillian.